Yo guys, hello, this is Chaotic here. Today we're going to be looking at free-to-play games for the Xbox One. Basically just go onto the marketplace, download them, nice and simple, give them a try. If you don't like them, you delete them, nice and simple. Okay, DC Universe Online is the first one we're going to look at. It's a free-to-play action combat massive multiplayer online game. It's set in the DC universe of DC Comics. The player creates a new original character that interacts with the heroes and villains of DC Comics. Players choose their character's faction, hero or villain, the gender, body type, both height and muscularity, personality, comical, flirty, powerful, primal or serious. Movement mode, there's plenty of choice. You've got flight, acrobatics, speed or skimming. You sort your weapons out and your power. Now there's plenty of choice on the power department. You've got fire, ice, gadgets, mental, nature, sorcery, earth, light, electricity, rage, quantum, celestial, munitions and atomic. Numerous hair, skin and costume types are available, and up to 4 colours can be applied to the colour scheme palette. Pre-built templates inspired by some key DC characters are available to expedite the character's creation process. The game received generally positive reviews from critics, having received 7 out of 10 from IGN at initial launch, and showing further improvement with 8 out of 10 from IGN after its PlayStation 4 launch. As of August 2014, the game has 18 million registered users, which gives you a nice big fan base. So that's game number 1, which you can download free to play, DC Universe Online. Give it a go, guys. And the second game on the free to play list is a game called Hawkin. Hawkin is a free to play multiplayer mech first person shooter video game previously developed by Adhesive Games. The game focuses on creating an intense battle experience that captures the feel of piloting a mech while keeping the action fast-paced and strategic. The game features 6 game modes: Team Deathmatch, Co-op, Bot Destruction, Co-op Bot, Team Deathmatch, Siege and Missile Assault. It currently follows the freemium model of game monetization, with in-game purchases as the main source of revenue. Hawkin is a mech-based first-person shooter. The game takes place in a dystopian human-colonized planet, industrialized to the point of collapse, in which the hunt for resources have become a battle for survival. The player assumes the role of a pilot within a biped battle mech, armed with a variety of ballistic cannons and missile weaponry. Relatively agile, these machines are equipped with booster jets that allow them to travel faster and hover in short jumps. Unlike many other first-person shooters, weapons have unlimited ammunition but are prone to overheating during sustained fire. Overheating will shut down all weapons of the mech, forcing the player to find a safe place to recover. Players can choose alternate weapons, equipment and upgrades for all mech types to match a playstyle or to fill a specific role for the team. In combat, the player will be able to side dash, boost and make 180-degree turns to compensate for the slow movement of the mech, which in turn will deplete the recharging fuel tank. So that's game number 2, that's Hawkin. And game number 3 is a game called Neverwinter. A little bit about the game. It's a free-to-play, massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed by Cryptic Studios and released by Perfect World Entertainment. Xbox One in 2015 and PlayStation in 2016. Based in a fictional Forgotten Realms city of Neverwinter from Dungeons & Dragons, Neverwinter is a standalone game and not part of the previous Neverwinter Nights series. Players can become one of 8 Dungeons & Dragons character classes and form groups of up to 5 player characters. Neverwinter is based on the modified versions of the Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition's rule set. This includes the use of healing powers and action points, the latter of which is implemented through a system referred to as dailies, allowing the player to perform a special ability by accumulating enough action points through combat. A player-created content system codenamed Foundry allowed players to create their own stories and quests. So that's game number 3, it's called Neverwinter. And next up is a game called Smite. It's a third-person multiplayer online battle arena video game developed and published by Hi-Res Studios for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. In Smite, players control a god, goddess or other mythological figure and take part in team-based combat using abilities and tactics against other player-controlled gods and non-player-controlled minions. The game has multiple PvP modes, many playable characters, and has a successful esports scene with multiple tournaments, including the annual Smite World Championship, which is a large $1 million prize pool and is hosted in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Smite features many different game modes, with the largest being Conquest. Players are formed into 2 teams with 5 players to each team. All players begin at opposite sides of the map that their teams fight in. Before the players enter the map, they are granted an amount of gold to buy starting items. These items grant special bonuses or abilities and enhance the player's god. There are 3 continuous lanes running from one side of the map to the other. Each lane is defended by a phoenix, which is accompanied by a pair of extra defensive towers. Phoenixes and towers deal a large amount of damage to any enemies that come too close. The goal of each game is to destroy the opponent team's phoenixes and the Titan, a giant warrior, who must be defeated to win the game. So that's a game called Smite, available now. And game number 5 has been pretty much in anticipation for a lot of people. It's called Star Trek Online. It's a massive multiplayer online role-playing game developed by Cryptic Studios based on the Star Trek series created by Gene Roddenberry. The game is set in the 25th century, 30 years after the events of Star Trek Nemesis. The alliance between the United Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire has collapsed, and both sides are once again at war. The Romulan Star Empire continues to deal with the fallout of the loss of their homeworld 22 years earlier, while the Dominion rebuilds its forces. The Borg Collective has re-emerged as a major threat. Each player is the captain of his or her own individual ship, utilising any and all officers who have access to a ship, including the player's character. In keeping with naval tradition, anyone who commands a ship, regardless of his or her actual rank, is considered a de facto captain. Currently there are 3 factions available: Federation, Klingon and Romulan, and players can create characters from any of these factions at level 1. Previously, Klingon characters could only be unlocked at and after level 25, and Romulan characters were not available. At around level 10, after the completion of their starting campaign, Romulan characters may choose to ally with the Federation or the Klingon Empire, which influences both their uniform styles and where they can travel. Bridge officers have a separate progression, including the purchase of skills and equipment, and can be promoted to higher ranks by their ship's captains, up to the rank of Commander. The Agents of Yesterday's expansion, released in July 2016, adds a subfraction of the Federation, with a character beginning in the 23rd century, the period of the original series, eventually being pulled forward into the game's present at the end of the starting storyline. So that's Star Trek Online. And the last on the list of free-to-play games that you've probably heard of, a lot of people have, is called World of Tanks, quite a well-known game. World of Tanks is a massively multiplayer online game developed by Belarusian Cypriot company Wargaming, featuring early to mid 20th century era combat vehicles. It is built upon a freemium business model where the game is free-to-play, but participants also have the option of paying a fee for use of premium features. The focus is on player versus player gameplay, with each player controlling an armoured vehicle, which may be a light, medium or heavy tank destroyer, or self-propelled gun. World of Tanks debuted as an esports game at the World Cyber Events Games 2012. The player takes control of a single armoured vehicle of their choice and is placed into a battle on a random map. The player has control over the vehicle's movement, firing, and communicate with allied players through typed or voice chat. A simple random match is won either by destroying all vehicles on the opposing team or capturing the opposing team's base. There are other game modes that change the rules of the battle, but gameplay mechanics remain the same. World of Tanks contains multiple game mechanics such as camouflage, shell ricochets and module damage. The players in World of Tanks can choose 6 primary types of battles: random battles, team training battles, tank company battles, team battles, stronghold battles and special battles. Historical Battle and Rampage are former options, but have since been taken down for improvement upon its poor reception following its release. Within random battles, players can also participate in platoons, groups of 2 to 3 players who are put into the same team. There are also missions to be completed in game modes for varying amounts of rewards. So that's the final one of the list, guys. I will put a link in the comments below to trailers of all the games I've mentioned, so if you'd like to take another closer look at any of the games that might have tickled your fancy, look at the comments down below and there'll be a trailer for each one. I hope you've enjoyed the free-to-play games on the Xbox One. I shall also be looking at the free-to-play games on the PlayStation 4. And I hope to see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for listening. Like, comment and subscribe if you would like. Thanks, guys.